Somewhere in Namibia, a researcher shows a tribesman a circle of green squares. Hidden in there is one square that's clearly, obviously, blue. To you and me, it jumps out instantly. He stares at it, scans back and forth, can't find it. Then they flip the test. A new circle, 12 shades of green so close together they basically look identical to us. He points at the odd one out in about 2 seconds. Somewhere on Earth, there's a color you can see without even trying that another human being might not be able to see at all. That clip has been watched by millions of people. Most of them think it proves something wild about the human eye. Here's the twist. It might not even be real, and the actual story underneath it is stranger than the fake one. Stick with me. Who are the Himba? The Himba are a semi-nomadic tribe in northern Namibia, cattle herders, mostly isolated from Western language and media, which makes them a gold mine for scientists who study one very specific question. Does the language you speak change what your brain actually perceives? Not just what you call it, what you see. There's an actual name for this idea, linguistic relativity, sometimes called the Sapir-Whorf hypothesis. Forget the fancy name though. Think of it like this. If you'd never once heard the word maroon, would you even clock it sitting in a pile of red things? Or would your brain just file it under red and move on? That's the whole question. And the Himba, it turns out, are living proof that the answer is more complicated than you'd think. The word that changes everything. Here's the detail that kicks this whole thing off. The Himba language has one word, Baru, that covers both blue and green. One word, not two, but flip it around, and their language absolutely destroys English in the other direction. They have way more individual words for different shades of green than we do. Where you and I just see green, they see and name several distinct colors. Picture two color wheels side by side. Ours draws a hard line between blue and green. Theirs draws that line somewhere completely different, with a dozen little subdivisions inside what we just call green. And here's the line worth remembering. It's not that they can't see blue, it's that their brain never learned blue was worth drawing a line around.
The honest twist. Now, I have to be straight with you, because the clip everyone's seen, the guy squinting at the blue square, totally stumped, comes from a 2011 BBC documentary. And when linguists went looking for the actual published study behind that exact test, they couldn't find one. No paper, no data, nothing that matches what aired on TV. It looks like it was staged for drama. Good television, shaky science. But, and this is the part that actually matters, that doesn't mean the underlying idea is fake. It means the real research is quieter, more careful, and honestly more convincing than a guy failing a task on camera. What the real studies found. Real researchers, names like Roberson, Davidoff, and Caparros, ran actual peer-reviewed experiments on Himba adults and kids. Not find the blue square in 5 seconds on camera, careful recognition and reaction time tests run over and over, and the results held up. Himba participants really do spot subtle shade differences within green faster and more accurately than English speakers. That part's real. There's also this thing scientists call the boundary effect. Basically, your brain reacts quicker to a color change when it crosses into a different named category than when it's just a different shade of the same category. Blue versus green for you crosses a hard mental line. For a Himba speaker, two of those same colors might both just be Baru, same bucket, no alarm bells. Meanwhile, two greens that look nearly identical to you might sit in totally different named buckets for them, and their brain lights up immediately. It's bigger than one tribe. And this isn't some one-off tribal curiosity. Russian has two separate basic words for blue, Goluboy for light blue, and Sini for dark blue. English just has blue, full stop. Lab studies have found Russian speakers are measurably faster at telling those two blues apart than English speakers are. Same brains, same eyes, different vocabulary, different speed at noticing a difference. So if that's true, what colors are you blind to the difference between right now just because English never bothered giving them separate names?
The unsettling part. Here's the idea to sit with. Language doesn't just describe the world for you. It might quietly decide which details your brain thinks are even worth flagging. Go back to that opening clip. Even if the exact footage was staged, the phenomenon it was trying to dramatize is real, and it's been measured in a lab. Two people can stand in front of the exact same wall of color and walk away having genuinely noticed different things. Picture it one more time. Same wall, same light, same eyes, technically. One person sees 11 distinct shades of green lined up in a row. The other person just sees green. They're not seeing less than you. They're seeing differently than you. Because somewhere back in their language, someone decided blue wasn't worth its own name. So next time you look at something and think, that's just green, or that's just blue, ask yourself, what color are you blind to the difference of, and you don't even know it?